We're live. We're live on the Divine CEO show. It's great to be here again with Tisha Marie Cain. Hi, Tisha. How are you? So great
Hi.
to be with you again.
Hi, Laura. I've missed you, and thank you for allowing me another platform to get my voice heard. This is such a blessing, so thank you.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for all of us that you're doing what you're doing and you're here today showing up on the show. So thank you for coming in. And I'm excited to delve deep with you today. Viewers, if you're here right now, hello and welcome to the show. And if you're watching on the replay at any time, then hello and welcome. This is going to be great. Tisha, you are a superstar. You're doing so much in the world, and I can't keep up with you not because you're flitting, because you are absolutely embodying the wholeness of who you are, doing what you're doing.
Thank you for seeing me, and I receive that. Thank you so much for seeing me. Whew.
Oh my gosh, you're incredible. Tell us, what is it that propels you to keep doing what you're doing? I'm not reading out your bio. I want to hear it from you.
You want to hear it?
Read
Okay.
some of that in a minute.
Yeah, and I'm just going to channel that through. Like, why do I keep going? I think, I was traveling down the highway the other day, and I was just having a conversation with God, with the universe, and I was saying, why is it that I do what I do? And all the pieces just kind of fell in, and I am a four-time number one international best-selling author.
That is just,
Artist.
let's just take a moment. Whoa, please. That is, yes. Thank you for being the role model for that, for all of us. Really, it's so powerful to say one time, but say four-time best-selling author, Radical Freedom book. Your Transcend book is here and coming out, and you've got a cookbook on the way. I know, like, it's so powerful.
And I was wondering why all of that was happening to me. And I just started talking to God, like, okay, I see myself now. Like, even this morning, I woke up differently. And what I come to understand is about 9 years ago, they tried to take my voice. And they ran a smear campaign in the American justice system so thick. And my name looked like crap on paper. And they took my voice. And looking back, it was all perfect.
Yeah.
And life was happening for me because I believe that God gives you a feather and you don't listen. God gives you a brick and you don't listen. God will run you over with a truck. And so Miss Tisha Marie Cain got ran over with a truck about 9 years ago, and my voice was totally taken from me. And so sitting here today as an author, as an artist, as now a publisher, I am the voice for the voiceless. And I prayed and I'm like, how can I start turning my pain into profit and not as a selfish thing, right?
Yeah. I you've said so much in that short piece there, and I want to read a little bit of your bio, because I think that for all of us it will give some context here as to, because the piece for me is what you talked about this last time you came on the show, the experience that you actually did go through with the justice system, and how you turned that around and became a family lawyer. I mean, that for me, that was you saying, I have a voice, I'm going to use it. I have a message, I'm going to use it. And you turned the whole thing around and became that person that other people could really look at your story and say, she's here now to help me because she's been through it. And that, for me, that was a pivotal moment. And so I believe you've already tapped into your voice. That's not a new thing for you. and the writing is like the icing on the cake.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I understand that everyone had their truth, and my truth needed to be deathless. I
Yes.
needed to make sure that when I transcend and go get a new body, if that's what I want,
Yeah.
that Tisha Marie Cain had a voice, not only for myself, but for my children, for those
Yeah.
who've been harmed by the systems. And
Mm.
I know you could feel my passion, because I am so passionate about um, living in your truth and living authentic to who you are and whatever that is. Like, I don't want to change anyone. I just
Yeah.
want to help uplift you and elevate your life and co-create with the universe in ways that you only dreamed possible. So I just drop your dreams into matter and use quantum physics and all the things, you know?
You are a coach, you are a healer, you are a wisdom keeper, and you are a lawyer, and you help people to see the light of who they are and help them through really difficult situations also. And I know it's our own experience that can really, well, often does really propel us into becoming the teachers that we are and to becoming the leaders that we are. And you really exemplify this for all of us, to see where the pain is, where the shadow is, where the wound is, and not, you know, and not ignore that. Actually bring it to the light and say, I can transcend it.
Mm.
So you, in your bio, which it reads so beautifully, that your unwavering mission is to alleviate suffering through the profound power of mindset. And you're an extraordinary individual, yes, a master intuitive, a certified master neuro-linguistic programming coach, a clinical hypnotherapist, and you are a Dreamwork coach. I remember last time you were in the midst of taking that qualification. Yes, so congratulations, you did
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah,
Yes, and I'm endorsed by Dr. Dream out of LA here in
I
California,
believe, I
and
love it.
I went through her whole coaching and the power of dreams. I love this work too,
Oh,
because dreams are here to help us, and even the nightmares are here
yeah,
to help us in our waking dream life. And so
yes,
just the work I do with Dreamwork. So if you had like an incessant reoccurring dream, I'd love to work with any of you, because I have a framework to go down and break it apart and really embody what the dream is trying to teach us. So yeah, that's a lot. You know, sometimes I miss the fact that my bio is so extensive. And to be completely real and authentic, it is that way because my whole entire life I had to hustle for my worth and never felt good enough,
mm. And
right?
also, it's that turning point when I hear you, when we get to realize what really, like, you use the word passion. I love that word. I put that on my website the other day. It's not only because I put it there, but I came to a realization about passion as a whole, as an entity, and how it can be drummed out of us, or we can drum it out of our own light being, the passion for life, that, you know, just the sunshine, just the joy of life can, with everything that we're seeing around us, it can be easy to believe that life is a drudgery, life is a struggle. And I think, in response to what you've just shared, isn't it amazing when we find the passion and then just go for it, and it unravels in all of these. The certificates are just they're not even, they're just a byproduct, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because it's the journey of discovery through the learning that's so
Oh,
beautiful for me. Yeah,
yeah. No, for me too. It
yeah,
is the journey of discovering. And I remember I just put out my Wisdom of the Trees book this year, and my husband spent he and I spent 100 days doing art at the kitchen table. And I tell you that, whew, art is a deepening exercise in itself. And I remember when I said, I'm just going to do 100 days of trees. And I started out and my trees looked demented. And like all this stuff was coming up in this brain. You're not good enough. Who do you think you are? you can't be a published artist. And I thought, whoo, like, wow, I'm a breakthrough mindset coach and I'm having
Mm.
all this stuff come up inside me as I do this art. Like, what
Mm.
am I making meaning of? Right. And so getting back from the effect of our life into the cause of our life. So I was causing all this stuff to come up, and I'm like, okay, I see you. And then
Mm.
I put out a little motto to my husband and I said, you know what? We're going to produce first and judge later. So
Right.
all we're doing right now is we are putting paint to paper. And that's all you do for the next 3 hours. And so once I transmuted that in my mind and every stroke of the paintbrush became an act of love, in the end, I was like, whoa, I did that. Like, I was like, whoa, I did that tree. That tree looks magnificent. Right. And so looking back at that experience and that journey that led me to where I am today. It's I hardly, as I sit here today, I have so much joy that I can hardly contain it, really.
Oh, please don't contain it.
I know.
Not on
I
this
know.
show.
I was already dancing this morning and like, I'm
Yeah.
so excited. I was playing the pointer scissors, just dancing. And I'm like, oh, yes, this is where it gets to be exquisite.
And that piece that you've just brought up about, 100 days, was that 3 hours a day? Every day for 100 days straight, or
For
with break?
100 days straight. Yeah.
Where was it, the same tree, different aspects of, or were you painting different trees?
Yeah, so I was painting different trees every day, and
Wow.
I'm very committed, I'm very devoted, and I thought, how can I deepen in? Because I did back up a little bit. I did 75-day hard challenge on my body, and I went hard for 75
What did
days.
that mean, going hard on your
Like
body?
I was get up in the morning, I had 45 minutes outside running, 45 minutes in the gym, lifting weights, and committed to myself for 75 days of hard
I've
physical work.
I've seen you in your gym. I've seen you looking like that, looking like you look now in your gym doing weights.
I know you
Yeah,
have.
I was like, this woman's on fire. She's not wearing a sweat. There's no t-shirt going on here. This is full glam.
And
Full
it's a
glam.
funny
I'm doing it,
story.
darling.
And that wasn't really for show either. My husband was kind of getting on me. He says, you're pouring into the community, you're doing all the things, and you know what, you haven't even worked out today. And I'm like, oh man, where do I find the time? And he goes, oh, really? He goes, you talk about self-love and you're not even, and I said, ooh, my best coaches are under this roof in this house, right? I'm like, you know what, you're right. And so I went over there and I started lifting weights in my satin shirt, and
It's
I just spent
amazing.
15 minutes, and then I
Wind blowing. It was like the shirt was going. Like, I loved it.
it was so funny.
Oh, but why not? It's like we have these preconceived ideas of how we need to be to do something. And it's that other, sorry, I know you were talking about your 75 days, like that is massive. So it's 75 days of you and your body, and then 100 days of trees.
Well, no, then I went to 70. So then I realized, okay, the 75 days of hard was in my masculine, and I'm very good. Corporate America has pushed me very well into my masculine. And so every day, Laura, and to be authentic and totally transparent, I learned to be softer and sweeter and no longer push so hard, right? Get my avatar out of the way and just be in the flow. And so I thought, okay, yeah, 75 days hard was easy. So let's see if I can do 75 days soft.
Did that challenge you more?
Ooh, I did 10 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of breath work, 10 minutes of journaling. Yeah. And so to go in soft. And then I'm thought, and interesting in that process, I was so strict with myself. 10 minutes of yoga, 10 minutes of journaling, 10 minutes of music, 10 minutes of breath work. And I'm like, oh,
Wow. That is interesting. You
the
still have the structure around the inflexibility of it.
Yes. So then
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm going to stretch my body and do more. Can I allow? And so I started asking myself the good quality questions. Can I allow myself to be intuitive with my 75-day soft challenge. And if I wanted to do 20 minutes of yoga, could I allow that? And I thought, I don't know, but okay, let's just allow, right? And then I'm like, well, I'm wondering if I can allow myself 20 minutes of journaling. And I'm wondering, and when I got to like the 50 days, I'm like, okay, I'm wondering if I can allow myself to not even do yoga today.
Right. I was going to ask you that. Would you give yourself kind of grace to just mix it up and play around with it?
And I did, because I had started my moon cycle. So I'm like, I'm going to allow myself just to journal and read and listen to music this morning. And I allowed it, but it was really difficult for an energy and a personality like me to give up this strong strictness of the world. It's really difficult.
Wow. And isn't it, it's so interesting. I'm doing a lot at the moment and reading a lot and deeper delving into the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life and the Sephirot, which are like the chakras, but and the deeper meanings of them. And where I'm at right now in that, right here with you, with this conversation, is that where our solar plexus is, there are actually two. One is the force and one is the flow. One is the flow, which is the feminine, and the force, the masculine. And it's discovering the way to let the force and the flow intertwine and be with each other, rather than it's all about one or it's all about another. It's really finding this harmonizing place within where we can be that and we can be that. And it's not because I'm trying to give that up or I'm trying to start that, but then it becomes a natural way that we be. So I think you nailed it with your gym with the silk shirt on. And then, yeah, it's like, how can we get to that place in our lives where we're actually unconsciously living that? So it becomes our conscious way of living.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And just, yeah, that's exactly what it's done for me, is just really, I'm the type of coach that I mean what I say what I mean, I walk the talk. Congruency to me, Laura, is huge. And I've worked with coaches in the past that weren't congruent. They would present something up front, but be different in the back. And that's okay. No judgment. And I want to live my life differently. What you see is what you get. Sometimes I drop the F-bomb. Sometimes I cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mix up the words. And I'm not perfect, and what you see is what you get. So I'm really congruent in teaching people and showing people. I can't teach you about mindset if my mindset's crappy. I can't teach you about your relationship with money if I don't have my money dialed in, and I have my money dialed in. That's why I teach people about money. So congruency to me is huge, and living authentically every day. And this is what I help people do, because I think, the times have, people put masks on, or they were either too much or too loud or not, afraid to be seen. And so I just help people pull back the curtains and say, oh, what's there? And then pour into them. This week has been pretty phenomenal on coaching for me. So I'm seeing a lot of things, and about this coaching piece, where if they bring it to you, it really is a projection of you. So I'm like, okay, where is this me? Right? Where is this me? And so then I'll go home after the coaching session and just integrate and journal it out and kind of dive deeper. So I could, I'm a closed loop person. So I want to close loops quickly, right?
Yeah.
Are you the same? Yeah.
I'm the same. I need to get that done there and then.
Yeah. So like move that. If you need something done, give it to a busy person.
Yeah.
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 So,
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's incredible, isn't it? How we can go into our life's work because that's where our soul is being called and we love it. And then I was really feeling into this even this morning when we have a vision for our lives, that the vision is there. The vision is there because it's seated in our soul, it's in our hearts, it's in our womb, it's in our minds. We know the vision is there. And then boom, along comes all of the stuff that we don't want. It's like the vision is there. And then, so we're being called as coaches, even if we're not a coach, even if we're whoever we are in this life, doing what we're doing, then the anti-vision will show up so that we get to see where we can grow and expand and let go of what is no longer needed. And that can be very challenging, can't it?
It can. And I think for me, I'm at a stage where I can see it come up.
Yeah.
I look at it and say, ooh, I see you, but I don't react.
Yeah.
I just say, ooh, I see you. And then I can say, I reject you from my hologram. I'm going this way. You stay over there. And when I use my voice and just say, I see you. And I remain at that neutral 0 point.
Yes.
That where for me is the magic.
Not giving it emotional power.
You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Like not an elevated or a de-elevated emotion. Just, I see you. Yeah. No judgment. I see you. And that's the power.
Yeah, that is the power, isn't it? Because then we're not drawn into the drama of it.
Right.
Lifting up, seeing it from a higher perspective and realizing that it doesn't define me. It doesn't define you. It's an experience that's happening.
Yeah.
And I get to choose how I experience the experience.
Right. And I teach this quantum physics neutral point. Just I do a 9-day protocol to kind of remain at neutral, whereas you would set a timer on your phone for the first 3 days, a timer on your phone every 3 hours, and just kind of check in with your mindset. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Yes. And you do that for 3 days, every 3 hours, and the next 3 days, 2 hours. And then the last 3 days, every hour, you're just checking in. So if you find yourself like dipping down, and I did this for myself, and I tasked this with my husband too. Like if you're out and your alarm goes off on your phone and someone cuts you off and you're like, oh, that guy cut me off in the car. You could say, oh, that dirty jerk. Or you could say, oh, they need to get to their family quickly. By all means. I'm not in a rush. Please go. And you remain neutral at that. And you shift out of that. Yeah. That now becomes your baseline of that neutrality where it's like, oh, okay, you're unaffected by these things that would affect you in the past. And then you'll see how your mindset just becomes, ooh, things are better.
It's such a fabulous exercise for so many reasons, for awareness, for drawing to us what we want and not what we don't want. For setting a new mental equivalent for our lives, for being a kinder person to ourselves. Because everything we're saying it to ourselves. So when we're cursing somebody or swearing at somebody, we're swearing at ourselves anyway, aren't we? Yes. It's coming from us. Our word is our wand in a way.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Our word is our wand. That's a nugget. Yeah. It really is. And words are spells, casting spells. And so
yes, that was a book. Florence Scovel Shinn. She wrote a book.
Oh, yes. She's amazing.
Yes.
Yes, she's amazing. I was guided to her by, I was reading another book, and that book guided me to her, and I read her book, and I'm like, yes. Yeah. And then I went on and did the whole Course of Miracles, and that was profound.
Yes.
But yeah, and I think through my law school teachings and my biblical teachings, I've gone through and I thought after I graduated from law school, I was going to go to Bible school. And then I'm like, okay, 17 years of college, I'm done.
Yeah.
But what it did teach me is to be impeccable with my word.
Yeah.
And how you leave people. And I'm a neuro-linguistic practitioner as well. And so I want to say, remember, Laura, call me. Not, don't forget to call me, because I
Yeah.
do subconscious word. Don't
Yeah.
forget does not land in your conscious. So I want to tell you what to do. Remember, I love
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Remember, you know?
Yes.
So being impeccable with our word is, and I have to slow down because this vessel can hold a lot of energy. So I get, right? I get so
Mm.
energized that I'm like, okay, slow down. And I want to strategically place every word in this sentence so it lands.
Mm.
And then the power in the pause.
Yeah. And slower living as well.
Mm.
That's what I've found as I intentionally choose to live slowly. That doesn't mean I don't, I love it, getting things done and being in that zone. And yeah, I made a choice a few years ago to slow the whole thing down a notch or two, so that I'm not away with my emotions. I'm more present. It's like I'm finding a new pace for my life, and where it doesn't have to be rush all the time, because I don't want it to be rush all the time.
Oh.
I really want to savor those slow pieces where I can get to really see who I am and make very, very clear choices without feeling pressured.
I love
Because
that.
life is it's like there's so many levels and so much information coming up at us all the time. Even when we're scrolling or not, we see all the stuff. Some we love, some we don't. We're taking it all in, aren't we? It's all, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
how
why.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, how do you navigate that? How do you navigate, or what would you suggest or give as guidance for anyone that's just really in that rush, hustle kind of culture, and they know in their hearts it's not suiting them anymore?
Yeah, and I just got full body chills, and this is the message that I want to get to the world is do all the diets, right? So I'm very careful with what I put in my mouth, right? I want live foods. I
Mm,
want the carrots right out of the ground. I want the apple right out of the tree. So when we go to nuke or cook or bake anything, we're cooking away all the nutrients. If you can pull food right out of the ground and get that energy transfer into your body,
yeah.
you're going to elevate your vibration. You're going to elevate your soul. So I do all the diets. I watch what goes in my mouth. I watch what goes in my ears. I watch what goes in my eyes, right?
Yes. Yes.
I don't do any fear-based things. I really don't consume a whole lot of social media.
Yeah.
I get on there, I post for visibility, hoping to help, hoping to grow my impact, post, and then I'm out because
Yeah.
I'm on to the new thing. I'm building my empire over here, and we all know Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
So I got to get going. And then I love what you said. It's like just really defining your pace for your life right now. I feel like for me, I was held down for so long. People tried to dim my light. Don't shine too bright, Tisha. You know, you're going to make other people uncomfortable. And so, like, the first half of my life, it was that. And so now it's halftime, and I get to make halftime adjustments,
Yes.
and it's go time for me. And
Yes.
I am going to build my empire, and I'm going to help grow my impact, and I'm going to help people get what they want. And by doing that, I'm going to get what I want. And I'm having a hard time doing some dream extraction because I just get everything I want. So it's great.
And I feel, oh, I love that. And I feel that also, it's like when I said finding the pace that works for us individually, because there are seasons with this, aren't there?
Mm.
And there are times when it's full on and times when it's like, now I'm going to I'm creating my empire, and I'm going to do it more from, I'm feeling into this and setting a new intention or whatever, re-guiding it or re-strategizing it. Because everything that in building an empire, I mean, there are so many pieces, aren't there? There are so many pieces that need doing, from technology to, I don't know, all of it, and then to doing the work itself and being present and, forward facing for the world. So it can be pressurizing if we don't actually take that time to really self-care.
Yes, so true. And I live on the words of Dan Martell, buy back your time, right? So all the stuff I don't want to do, I hire out. I'm like, I have, a paralegal to do all my data entry. I'm not doing that anymore, right?
No.
Like I'm like, I want to be writing, I want to be in my art. And so building an empire, really getting into what fills my heart, what's my passion, what's there, what I really want to do, and then hire out of all the stuff that I don't like.
Don't want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the way we all want to be. That's the way we all want to live, so that we're focusing only on the things that really light us up and the things that make us feel good. And yet, there are all these pieces. So what would you say for someone that is not at that point where they can't, they're not even hiring out, and yet they still have this big dream and it's like overwhelming?
Yeah, I would just say set the bar so low that you're going to be successful. Right. So whatever that dream is, actually, I'm doing some corporate coaching right now with a legacy company here in my community. It's such a profound gift that I'm able to work with this company, over 350 people, and I'm coaching the top executives. And so they have some big dreams. And so I was doing some dream extraction with them yesterday. And I'm like, well, what do your company's been in business for over a century, 116 years. And what do you want to leave to the community? Because as far as I'm concerned, you have a duty to leave the community this legacy of devotion and loyalty and care. What do you want to do? And he said, well, I have some big ideas, and my problem is I don't action them out. I said, well, that's where you hire an energy like me. Right? So get your big ideas out on the paper. Just there's something cathartic that happens when you have pen to paper.
Sure.
And you see it there, and then you can start holding the vision, because if you don't have the vision, you can't action out. So put the vision down on paper. And then I told him, he's the president of the company. I said, let's get the vision out. What do you want it to do? What do you want to do? Do you want to do like a mentorship? Do you want to have an 18-year-old come in who just graduated from high school or just graduated from college and mentor them on the loyalty and the family of your business? He goes, I would love that. I said, great, let's get that down. Now, all the things you don't want to do, you hire someone for a fraction of the cost to go and action that out for you, and then have another meeting, and then you start moving the needle. But set the bar so low that right now, today, we're just going to do some dream extraction. What's the vision look like? And put that down.
And do you think that for all of us, that is probably one of the key pieces and the most difficult pieces to actually go there?
Yes.
To get the dream and to get the vision really? But we know it can change. We can have a dream and a vision. It can change tomorrow. It can change later on. But that piece of actually owning it, even for a moment, and saying, wow, that could be amazing, and that could be a part of what I'm creating.
Yeah. And I believe that many of us struggle with the vision. Like for me, and I'll take it home personally, for me, I'm like, okay, I told my husband, I'm so complete. If I go meet Jesus tomorrow, I feel complete. And he goes, you better not be going to meet Jesus tomorrow, but I feel complete. Like, what do I want to do now? And I'm like, I don't know. What do I want to do now? Like, I've done it all. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, my goal right now is so silly, but I want to get on that Ritz-Carlton yacht experience. There's like a 7-day cruise, but it's like the higher level Ritz-Carlton, and the investment is a lot. It's a lot. And I'm like, I want to do that.
I remember the conversation we had last time. Oh my gosh, it's come flooding back. You were talking about really making this. This is not only about the vision, this is about the wish list. You were making an amazing wish list of incredible things and ticking it off. That's what you were doing with your husband.
I did it.
You did it.
All of it.
All of it.
All of it. I even went to, I said, well, I've traveled the world. Last year we did 10 countries. Last year we had 21 major trips last night in travel. Well, travel is one of my number one values. So of course, travel is top for me. And I'm like, well, I've done it all. I'm good. All the places I wanted to see, Germany and London, I was over there by you, and I felt good. And my husband said, well, I have one more place that you've forgotten. I said, what's that? He said, you wanted to go to Tahiti. And I'm like, oh, I had forgotten. And I said, well, let's go to Tahiti. And so we spent Christmas in an over the water bungalow, and it seriously was heaven on earth. And the investment, people think, oh, I could never go to Tahiti, but they don't even take the first step to do the deep dive to understand what it looks like.
What
and
I just said,
I just said, what can we do? And I got an all-inclusive round trip, airfare, food, everything included I was like, I didn't even understand the investment was so low that I could afford this. So I would tell our readers and our listeners today, just do the first step. Well, first stop and find out, what do you want to do in your life? What does that look like? And then really go next level, go to the edges of what that looks like. Because Tahiti for me was at the edge.
Yeah.
I was like, could I go to Tahiti? Like, I don't know. I don't think I could. And then so that's my edge. And then I went to the edge, and then I'm like, okay, let's call some travel agents. Let's call Costco. Let's call all these places that could possibly get me there. And then realizing, wow, this is so within my reach. So now I keep looking at this Ritz-Carlton Yacht Club, and they keep sending me this little lookbook, and like every other day they're putting it in my awareness, and I'm like,
it's possible.
It's possible.
We keep ourselves from the dream. So we have the vision, we fall in love with the idea of it, even make a vision board, and it's lodged in there somewhere, and yet there's still possibly the idea that could never happen for me. And so I'm not even going to take that step to find out, because in a way, maybe I'm expecting it just to fall in my lap. But we have to take the action. It's like treat and move your feet. We're co-creating this, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen without us.
It's not. We are co-creating with the universe. And that's interesting, because once I move out of my way, I'm my own problem. Let's be real, right?
We all are. We all are.
Just move out of the way. And now I'm telling
Emerson that said, get your bloated nothingness out of the way. Get our bloated nothingness out of the way, because it's filling up space and it's not getting us anywhere.
Yeah. So now I'm bringing in vision of what it would look like. I'm doing a whole a kinesthetic visual audio tour, feeling, a whole embodied associating feeling, what it would look like, what it would sound like, what it would feel like,
what it would taste like
on this yacht, right? Like, what would the pictures look like when I'm like, yes, right? And so I'm bringing that in. And as soon as I do that, I get so much joy. And then they send me another email. Hey, let's show you that there is a cruise to Alaska. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. So can I allow myself to go there and keep moving forward, co-creating with God, and get out of the way, not be tied to the outcome, right? I think I just have to come up with the investment on my own. Who says that an investor says, hey, Tisha, we want you out on this ship for pictures so that we can market it, because you're a breakthrough mindset coach and we're going to pay you to go there, right? So I'm not tied to the outcome of how I'm getting there. I just know, Laura, I'm getting there. And it could be in this lifetime, next lifetime, I don't know, but I'm getting there.
Don't you think that's like going back to your trees and you painting the trees for 100 days and releasing, like this was a creative project, falling in love with it rather than trying to be, the world's best artist, although you are. I'm just saying, in the moment, it was like the love of the passion of doing it. and getting to that place where you're not judging yourself and noticing your thoughts as you're doing it. And 100 days of sitting there or standing there painting and loving it because it's the process rather than there's going to be an outcome. And isn't that the same when we're kind of waiting or knowing that the manifestation or the vision is going to come through, that having that faith that it's already here and we don't need to get ourselves in knots over the whole thing, because the more we relax, the more it's going to show up for us. It's the opposite of what life, what that kind of hustle culture has taught us for so long, that we have to make it all so hard.
Yeah, you're so right. And I'm reminded about Tony Robbins. He talks about the 2 centimeter shift. And what he says is, when you're hoping, I'm just hoping that this is going to happen. I'm hoping, and you see my body, right? This hope, right? And what happens when you're so certain? It's a 2 centimeter shift of hope to I'm so certain I'm getting on that yacht. I'm so certain. And it's this embodiment of, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm so certain that I'm getting there, that it's that 2 centimeter shift in your body. And how can I live from that certainty?
And body language is so powerful, isn't it, for us? It's everything. I think
I think it is everything.
How we show up
for
for ourselves. Forget about anyone else. It's for ourselves.
Oh, you know what? This reminds me, I have to tell you, my mother used to drive me bonkers as a child, because we had 3 sisters, and she used to make us sit out our clothes the night before, where we had to have our shoes, our socks, our pants, our shirt, our little backpacks by the door, because she was running a little boot camp and we all had to get out of the door by ourselves. And I had such friction with that as a child. I'm like, I don't want to set my clothes out, because every morning I was like, I don't want to wear that. Right. And I'm like, oh, now as an adult, I see, like, even this morning before this call, I'm like, what am I going to wear? And I'm like, well, I'm feeling it wasn't until 5 minutes before the show with you, I was like, oh no, I'm feeling kind of spicy. I'm going to be putting on my leopard, my spirit animal, and come into this show today. Right. And so I had that friction as a child, because I want to show up the way that I show up, in the way that I show up, how I want to show up, whenever I want to show up, in any given moment. And that can look different tomorrow.
Yes.
But today I'm showing up spicy, in my power, feeling good, holding joy. I get to talk with you, Laura.
This is beautiful.
So beautiful that we get to reconnect after a year. And I saw my friends on your show. I was like, to be transparent, I was like, I have a little bit of FOMO. I want time with Laura.
And you're here.
And I'm here.
And I want to talk about that a little bit, because Michelle and Monica, shout out to Michelle and Monica. And to viewers here now, there are viewers watching. We want to hear from you. Type your comments in. Anything you'd like to ask Tisha, please go ahead. We love it when you interact and connect with us with your comments here on the show.
Yeah, these are my cosmic sisters that were with you. And I have another, Elsa McPhee. She's there in the UK.
Elsa, she's here. And Michelle and Monica, wow. Amazing shows we had. Amazing time we had in conversations and getting to know these powerful women. And that I want to talk a little bit about your book, the one that, everybody has collaborated in.
Oh, that one? Or Radical Freedom?
Only because, I mean, transcend. You can please flash your transcend again.
This is what you
flash, darling.
Thank you.
There we go. We'll talk about that in a second. With the other book, your book, Radical Freedom. Is that the book that authors have collaborated in?
Yes. And so it's a creative life book series. It's Jessica Hughes here in the States, and she did the Radical Freedom book, and we just launched yesterday Radical Courage.
I see. And so when I see you're advertising, or not advertising, but you're sharing that you're creating a cookbook, is that with your publishing company? Do you have a publishing company now?
I do.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for following. It's a lot, Laura. So the fact that you're tracking all of this.
I am. It's like, Tisha Cain has a publishing company, a publishing house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cain and Company Publishing.
This is amazing. So that's happened in the last year, because that wasn't there when we last spoke.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was there in your mind, but I don't think it was there in kind of like out there.
Right. Yeah. And we have nine authors under our label right now. And we're going to be kicking off a recipe book, because I figured I want to do something like Jessica Hughes had done, getting these authors together. And I just rekindled spirits with my older sister and my younger sister in the last year. So I've made some tremendous moves, Laura, for my heart and my soul mission, and rekindling my birth sisters.
Yes.
So getting back together with them, and they have recipes, and I'm like, oh, we're going to do a recipe. We're going to do a co-authored recipe book of recipes you bring to your family, so we can gift this down to a legacy piece with our children. And we also have 2 authors out of Australia that are going to be writing for this recipe book as well, that I've already invested. My dream and my hope is to have 100 authors here, 100 recipes in this co-authored cookbook. And that's going to be I'm just putting dates out there. December 1st, that's going live. And it's going to be fabulous.
Is this a cookbook of like the recipes that have been in our family for years, and like my mother's chicken soup?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And it can be that some people are like, they want to be a gatekeeper, and they're like, nobody's getting this recipe.
The secret ingredient in that pasta sauce.
Well, and I told my husband is one of these, because he has this famous 5-meat chili, right? But there's some spices in there that he goes, well, I want to publish my chili recipe, but I don't want to give it all up. And I said, great. So let's formulate it where it's like, you don't give it all up. You could put something like, and add a few other spices like this to make it yours, or something like that. So I think
he's the next book.
What? Oh, what?
The next book. Like that, this first book could be the teaser, and the next book could be now we got the real secrets. Secret ingredients.
Yeah. So it's a follow-up book. Yeah. And I would invite you in, Laura, too, if you had a famous recipe that you passed down to your family that you want to write, because we're going to publish this, and it's going to be available for everyone. And then you're going to have a solid book to say, yeah. Or even I have a restaurant owner here in town. She goes, well, I don't want to be in a co-authored book. I want my own cookbook. I'm like, let's do that too, right?
Yes.
We get to do it all.
So do you feel like you're busy? You have an amazing, like the vision that you have, and you're building your empire, and you're coaching, and it's still there present as a lawyer?
I'm actually... After I get off the call with you, I'm writing a domestic violence restraining order that I'm just going to channel. It's interesting how this works, because I just sit at the computer and say, God, move through me on how I protect this family from the systems, from the abuser. Just use me to illustrate, and my words to be able to orchestrate what's really true here for this family. And then I'll write. So I get to shore that up after this conversation today. And then I'm headed to the court to file that into the court, and then serve the other party. And then they'll be ready for the court date. So I'm doing that too. I think because my mission is to become a voice for the voiceless. And, people of domestic violence, I come from that. I don't talk about it anymore, but I know I can help families. So I get to do it all. That's great.
You do. And I think as I'm feeling into this, I think a really powerful book. Can I share that with you? That could be your next book.
Please.
It's like how you get to do it all, how we can get to do it all, and still maintain that level of self-care and self-love.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think we're one decision away from
Mm,
living our best life.
I love that. I
I just make
love
a
that.
decision to live my best life. And if it doesn't fill my soul, I'm not doing it. Like I do divorce. I'm currently sitting on 7 divorces here in California. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on.
Mm.
Um, as a collective, we're changing and people are moving out of our um, reality for a reason. Whether we just don't resonate like we used to, or maybe they're tied to alcohol and drugs and they can't get out of it. So, excuse me.
That's right. We're finding our voices. This is the thing. We're not finding, we're reconnecting with our voice. And
Yeah.
that's showing up as divorce. That's showing up as I'm going
Yeah.
to live my life a whole different way.
Yeah. And so I get to help people do that. But at this stage of the game, if they're fighting over Toto, I'm not doing their divorce.
Mm.
Right? Is I aim to keep you out of the system. So
Yeah.
for whatever reason, and parents come together, I just preach this. God entrusted these children with you. This is your private affairs. If you're so silly to take your private affairs to the public, they are going to harvest you, Laura.
Yes.
Just the fact that they say go out and get yourself a good attorney, and they have to put the word good in that sentence is the problem, because they want to keep you arguing. Right? Have you ever met an attorney other than me that says, hey, you know what? Let's get this shored up. Let's get this figured out. Let's get this case closed out. No, they want to keep you in argument, because what happens with argument is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody gets paid. So I bring parents into a private mediation and said, and I just have a come to Jesus talk with them, because I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to help you live your best life. And I say, God entrusted these children with you. It's your duty to handle this on the private side and figure out what's in the best interest of the children. And so I have a mediation tomorrow in my office just for this exact thing. And the parents, they've worked together and they're come so close together. Now I'm just going to be the bridge that bridges the gap for them, and write up their agreement, notarize their signatures, and then pat them on the butt, and there they go. And then normally the families that come to me, they stay with me until the kids age out at 18. They'll come back and say, hey, okay, we did a contract 5 years ago, but the kids' needs have changed. Can we come back and do another contract? And I just congratulate them, because stay out of the systems. You guys need to figure this out on your own. And I'm a master communicator. I just help you communicate. So
It's so powerful, because what I'm hearing is that you're putting love into everything that you're doing, and that love is guiding the way and leading the way for your business, for your lawyer business, for your attorney business, for your coaching, for your art, for yourself, for your life with your husband and your son and all of it, and your children. It's like you're not compartmentalizing where you're coaching and being the expression of love. You're doing it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for showing me that.
Thank you for being it. That's radical, authentically radical freedom.
That is radical, huh? I love that word. That is radical freedom, radical courage,
Yeah.
radical authenticity. And that's where I want to leave people better. When you come into my space, I want to leave you better. When I left my sister's house this summer, after rekindling old spirits with her, my heart, I left her better.
Mm.
And I want to leave people better.
And you are. You are. And I'm really excited about what you're doing and the message you're sharing to end suffering, to help people come out of the light of suffering, or the darkness, or the shadows of suffering, and to know that there is a light, and you're being that light with everything that you're doing. It's phenomenal. I just love you. I love what you're doing, and I'm really not saying that because I have to. I want to. I love your energy, and I love what you bring and how you show up and show all of us that it is possible to live our best life. And it might not always be easy, and it might not always be comfortable, and yet the journey is necessary to go through all of this to get to the place where then you can have all these books behind you and say, I'm a 4 times best-selling author. It was 4, wasn't it?
Oh my goodness. And shout out to you, Laura, because a year ago, it was your platform, your Divine CEO, where I saw that title and I'm like, oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I need to talk to this lady. And I remember we reached out and I'm like, oh, I want to write for your book. And I want to showcase, you know,
You
my
did. You
pain.
write in
And
the magazine.
I
Yeah,
did write in the
you did
magazine.
write in the magazine.
And it was your
Magazine,
platform.
that's the thing. Yeah.
Yes, that magazine is so good.
And the magazine has shifted, in the last year, because I'm not making the flip books anymore, and it is now on the website as a blog, and writers are there writing in, and we're having a monthly networking starting on the 13th of August.
I'm coming.
Sign
Yes.
up, and you'll get the Zoom link to come to that. It's free, and it will be a monthly event for women from around the world to sing, pray, dance, network, connect, commune for an hour. We're going to squeeze all that into an hour. And the power, I think for me, it's like I keep feeling into these ways of, well, how can this magazine come off the page and come into our lives? Bring it off the page. So there are other projects that are coming through which are really exciting to shine the light for women's voices and their stories. And I have already kind of putting the wheels in motion for this to happen on a platform for women to actually have their videos up, 10-minute videos sharing their stories. So I really invite you to come into that.
Yes, I'm going to do that.
Send in your video, and viewers. This is for all women, because I see, I know that there are going to be 1 billion of us by 2030, midlife and above. And we're powerful. And because we're more and more getting this knowing or connecting with the connection of the divine, of who we are, then we're changing our lives and sending out a massive ripple into the infinite of
Absolutely.
knowing that we are powerful and that we can call in and command and wield and yield our life the way that we really choose it to be.
And you using your throat chakra to put out your mission of this 1 billion, I saw that. I'm like, oh no, I'm a woman's woman. I get to help you build. I'm building my empire, and I want to build your empire, and let's build it all. And I sent women to you, and I'm like, oh no, she's not only going to meet her mission, she's going to exceed her mission, and we're going to turn pain into profit. Everybody's going to make a lot of money. We're going to be heard.
Yes.
We're going to grow our impact. We're going to help people on this planet we call home, and we get to all show up. And when I saw your mission, I'm like, oh yeah. Go over to Laura, get over there, because I think once you put your mission out, people they show up.
We have to have a mission. No, let me rephrase that. We don't have to have a mission. I have to have a mission. You have to have a mission. If we're called to have a mission, if we're called to care, we care. And if we're called to put that care into action and take action for ourselves and for humanity, then having a mission, I believe, is integral. It's like, that's the foundational piece of having a business. And I think I know more and more now, you talk about the corporate world, and I think there is this kind of, there's this new way that is coming up, the rising of the divine feminine, loving the masculine, rising the feminine, and being heroes with a humanitarian and social impact initiative in our hearts. We can make great change for everyone and profit passionately.
Yes.
Passionately,
Woo! Passion. Ooh, that sounds so sexy. Yeah. Passionate profit.
Passionate profit.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah, we can.
Tisha, thank you so much for being here. We want your last, I'm going to put you on the full screen. I will remove myself, put you on the full screen.
Whoa. Can you still see me?
I can. Please share for us all your last, a final piece from you of, your guidance for anyone that might feel like they know what you're saying is absolutely, it hits their soul and their womb. And next step is, how do I do that?
Yeah. Thank you. I think for me, if you're out there and you're suffering, if you can't see a line of sight through to tomorrow, know that there are people out there who want to see you win. There are people out there who will guide you on your divine journey and your divine path. I would say invest in yourself and go all in on yourself, because the time is now. The time is now. And if you're suffering in any way, I specialize in neutralizing the 6 major emotions through hypnotherapy, but I give you a holistic package. Get my book, Transcend. It's the path to limitless expansion. I have all levels. You can come in at the 99-cent level, or you can come in at the 25,000 level, whatever you want to do, but invest in yourself and call in the next best version of you. Because what I know is I just show you what's possible. If you can look out the stories of my life, I show you what's possible. And if I could do it, Miss Tisha Marie Cain over here in California, you can do it. So I am your biggest fan, your biggest cheerleader. I am a woman's woman. And I'm here to support you, and I'm here to get you to the next level. So if you're wanting help and if you're wanting guidance, please reach out to me or Miss Laura Topper. We know the people that can get you there if you're ready to heal and transcend. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Tisha. And I love that you've just said whether it's 99 cents or 25,000, because that piece of owning the value of who we are and knowing our worth as teachers, as guides, you've sent that in itself, I think that's the most potent thing to share at the end, that we all know our worth and that we all actually, yes, charge, increase the value. And we can find your work in a book, and that can be priceless. That could change so much. And then there's deeper layer, there's another deeper layer, another deeper layer. And working with you is a treasured covenant and commitment for the person working with you and for you, because you don't do it lightly.
No.
So thank you for validating that for all of us, for each of us, for everyone here, for me, for the viewers. When we know our value, it's important to live into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Laura.
Tisha. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. We'll be back soon with another show. And until next time, take care of yourself, love yourself fully. And why not start a 100-day tree
challenge?
Yeah. There we go. You
or
never know.
100-day art challenge. Just do it.
100-day art challenge, because you turned it into a book. So there we go. We never know what can happen. Bye.
Bye. See you soon.